I want to talk to you today about mastering ADHD and what it really looks like. You see, when people come to me and they have been struggling with ADHD for a while, this is what we often see. If we have this ground here and we've planted this seed of ADHD, what's happening is the roots of executive function, organization, focus, they're not very grounded. They're not very long. They're not deep rooted, which means that anytime something comes our way that causes some chaos in our life, we have this little tree here and it just kind of blows over. It can't handle it. What's happening is that the truths that are grounded, the tree that's been built that can't blow over, are shame, guilt, embarrassment, overwhelm, feeling inadequate. We believe these things so much. We feel these so deeply that the tree we've built is chaos. And that chaos is showing up in our lives like running late, forgetting, saying something embarrassing / inappropriate. It's that never ending to-do list that doesn't get done. It's the laundry. I could keep going. And what's happening is down here is not something anyone sees. They can't see this. Down here is the part where we kind of feel alone. We have those thoughts of, I wish someone could just sit inside of my brain and help me understand what's going on in here. Because what they're seeing is this outside. So the typical approach to managing ADHD is from someone who doesn't truly understand how to do this, and that this is where we have to start, is that they want to give you the steps to doing your laundry. They want to break the to-do list down for you. They want to tell you to create a filter. They want to set reminders. They want to set alarm. They tell you to have a planner. And none of it works because what's happening is we got these teeny tiny little roots right here. They're trying to build this blue tree without having roots that hold this tree down. So what happens is that shame comes in. And because those roots are so deep rooted, we all of a sudden let the shame of the fact that we have a massive to-do list completely take over. And we just go paralyzed and we stop and we don't try. This is where coaching comes in. And this is what coaching looks like. Coaching, we're building this tree. We've got this seed. We still have ADHD, y'all. We're not getting rid of ADHD here. But what we're making sure of is that the seed that we're planted grows positive root that are so well grounded that it grows a tree so big that even the biggest storm isn't taking it down. These roots I'm talking about here, they're your thoughts, they're your emotions. And what we want is we want to uproot these red ones, the shame, the guilt, the embarrassment, the overwhelm, the inadequacy, and we want to replace them with, what do I want to try next? We want to replace them with recognizing, I feel this way because blank, I'm going to do this about it. Instead of, oh my God, I feel this way. I just don't know what I can do. We want empowerment. But you see, the hard part here is that the work actually has to be done underground. I want you to think about a time you've planted a seed. Maybe you planted a garden, a flower, whatever it was, but you planted this seed and you watered it and you watered it and you watered it. Well, I can tell you that something didn't sprout right away. You had to continue to water it and give it what it needed so that these roots could grow before we even got the tiniest little sprout. But that little sprout came and we get so excited. Oh my gosh, it's starting to grow. But all the work here has to be done. And unfortunately, the work here is what no one sees. The work here is what you have to do internally in your head. It's your thoughts, it's your emotions. And when we do this work, it's really hard because people might keep seeing this, even though we're working on this. And all we want to do is just quickly give in to the quick, but we can't. We have to go with the deeper root here. We have to, because this is how we make changes that last a lifetime so that you grow a beautiful shade tree. And then all of a sudden, what's going to happen is one day something's going to sprout. And that sprout looks like someone saying, wow, I am so impressed with you. I've gotten so organized. Or maybe even someone says something like, oh my gosh, would you mind sharing with me how you keep getting your laundry done? I've got to figure it out. You're like, who, me? Now, let me tell you something. I am not the one who does my laundry. It's not a skill set I have. It's not one I wish to acquire at the moment, which is a part of this, learning to let go of the things that don't actually matter and making sure you prioritize the things that do. Laundry, washed, dried, I can put it on my body, and I've actually delegated it out and I have someone else who folds it. And then my husband and I will put it away together. This doesn't mean you're doing all of it. It doesn't even mean you're doing everything perfectly. It just means that you know when it needs to get done, it's going to get done. So then this little sprout starts to grow up into a mini baby tree. And that little baby tree looks like you going and showing up to Christmas and someone saying something's different this year. I just don't know what. You seem like you're so happy. I've never seen you so happy. I've never seen you so confident. I'm so impressed by you. Okay. And then over time of continuing to do the hard thing in the dark, in the wet, in the cold, where worms are crawling all over you, one day you're going to have someone say, I would love to be like you one day. Like, how do you do this? Can you please show me your ways? You can't get here if you don't do this first. And it's not easy. But here's what's so fun. You in no way, shape, or form have to do this by yourself. You don't. This right here is what we do in coaching. So while everyone on the surface might either see dirt or a teeny tiny little sprout or more of the same, you and I see the growth. You and I see the changes, and we keep adapting and doing so that you can grow up. I work with adults who have ADHD. Almost all of my clients are also parents who have ADHD and have a child with ADHD, and something has to change. I am the something that's going to help you make a change. I don't even know you yet, and I already know we're going to grow the most beautiful shade tree, and you are going to bring all kinds of joy and peace and comfort and confidence back into your life. I know you're worth it, and I know that your family is worth it. Shoot me a message, add a comment, or click the link below to schedule a consultation with me.